Dear friends, I am Father Mandra and I warmly welcome you to another session of Contemplative Bible Study CBS. In our previous lessons, we looked at the seeds that fell on the path. They never entered the soil and so they never awakened. Then we saw the seeds on rocky ground. They sprouted quickly but died just as fast, because there was no depth, no moisture, no roots. But today, in CBS Lesson 8, Jesus takes us to the most psychologically realistic part of the entire parable, the seeds that fell among thorns. Here, the seed actually has soil. It sprouts, it grows, it has roots. It even has moisture and still no fruit. Why? Because something else in the same soil rises faster. Jesus describes it in two ways. Matthew, thorns grew up and choked the seed. Luke, thorns grew with it and choked it. One shows dominance, the other shows competition. But the result is the same. The seed never reaches maturity. This is not a story about sinful people or weak character. It is a story about interrupted potential and the inner competition every human carries. So today, we ask a very honest question. Why do the thorns grow faster? To answer it, we will look at two worlds. First, the biology of thorns in the field. Second, the neurology of thorns in the mind. Let's begin. Thorns in the ground, the biology. When Jesus began the parable of the sower, he did not begin with the theology. He began with the biology, with how plants actually behave. And once we understand the behavior of thorns in nature, the spiritual meaning becomes unmistakably clear. Thorns are fast movers. The moment the thorn seeds touch the soil, they act like invaders. They germinate quickly, spread their roots sideways, grab nutrients before anything else. They don't wait. They occupy territory. While the good plant takes time to establish itself, the thorn has already taken the best portion of the soil. This is biological aggression, not accident. Thorns grow upward first. Botanists call this vertical dominance. Thorns try to get a trailer before getting stronger. They grow tall, fast, early. Then they create a shade. A small plant under that shade loses light. Its photosynthesis drops, and slowly it collapses. Not because it is weak, but because it is overshadowed. Thorns wage chemical. Many thorns plants release natural toxins into the soil. This process is called allelopathy, means releasing chemicals. These chemicals slow the germination of warfare nearby seeds, weaken root system, block nutrient absorption. So the thorn is not just competing, it is sabotaging, acts like biological poison. Jesus' original listeners understood this. They lived with these plants. They saw this behavior daily. Thorns physically wound what is good. Thorns also harm surrounding plants through direct contact. They scratch soft stems, tear young leaves, cause wounds that allow disease to enter. A young plant is tender. A thorn is sharp. Every scratch slows growth. and the thorn gains time. Thorns alter the entire environment. When thorns take over, they reshape the soil itself. They form a canopy that blocks sunlight, traps moisture poorly, reduces airflow, cools the soil too much. The environment no longer supports growth. It favors only the thorn. This is a full biological takeover. So when Jesus said, the thorns choked the seed, he was not being poetic. He was describing a real ecological struggle. The same soil, different speeds, different strategies. One gets overshadowed. And this is exactly what happens inside us. Thorns in the brain, the neurology. Now let's move from the field to the mind. Just as actual thorns rise quickly in soil, mental thorns rise quickly in the brain. Negativity, urges, impulses, fear, old emotional patterns. These behave exactly like biological thorns, fast, invasive, and dominating. Let's understand now. The brain detects negatives faster than positives. A painful memory, a sudden fear, a sharp criticism, this hit your mind instantly. Not because you are spiritually weak, but because your brain is wired for survival, not serenity. The brain treats negativity like the thorn treats the soil. It acts fast, immediately, aggressively. The limbic system fires first. This is a part of the brain designed for emergencies. It reacts before you finish thinking, prepares you to fight, flee, or freeze, gives priority to danger over goodness. So fear fires first, impulses fires next. Desire lights up like dry thorns catching flame. These circuits are automatic. They don't ask permission. They won't wait for reflection. Wisdom grows slowly, like fruit. The part of the brain responsible for patience, self-control, faith, clarity, decision-making is the prefrontal cortex. This is the slow grower, the fruit-bearing plant. Just like real fruit, it develops quietly and gradually. So when wisdom feels slow and impulses feel fast, nothing is wrong with you. You are simply human. Both systems draw from the same inner soil. This is the key. Your attention, emotional energy, mental capacity, reward system are the soil. And both your higher self and your lower impulses draw from this same resource. Neuroscience calls this competition. Jesus called it choking. Urges behave like thorns. Sexual cravings, anger reactions, irritation, compulsive desires, worry loops, all surge through fast neural pathways. They shoot up like thorns, quick, sharp, dominating, and just like thorns, create a canopy that blocks light. Worry creates a mental canopy that blocks peace. So if your mind jumps to fear before faith, irritation before kindness, desire before discipline, you are not malfunctioning. You are experiencing what Jesus already knew. Thorns rise first. Wisdom grows slow. Fruit grows slower, but lasts longer. Dear friends, let's bring our two worlds together. When Jesus describes the seeds among thorns, he was not pointing at sinners, weak believers, or moral failures. He was describing real human beings with a real inner competition. Inside every one of us, two things grow together. First, something good that grows slowly. Second, something reacting that grows quickly. Both live in the same heart, because that is how God designed the soil. Faith, clarity, discipline, love. These grow like fruit. They need time, silence, nourishment, repetition. Impulses, distractions, and cravings. This shoot up instantly. This is not a flaw. This is human wiring. So the parable does not say, try harder. It says, make room for what grows slowly. Because whatever grows slowly in you is usually what is most sacred in you. When we understand this, we stop blaming ourselves for the thorns and we start nurturing the seed. This is the heart of the parable. Growth is possible, fruit is possible, but it needs attention, protection, and patience. Your life is not denied by how fast the thorns grow, but by the direction of the seed. And if you guard that seed, even gently, it will grow. It will take root. And in time, it will bear fruit that nothing can choke. Dear friends, in our next lesson, we will explore the social and spiritual thorns that choke the seed. Until then, take a moment this week to observe your own thorns, biological, emotional, and neurological, because the more clearly you see them, the more powerfully the seed can grow. Thank you.